LFFL Primetime, the fastest 5 minutes in the LFFL universe. I'm so sorry I was not here last week to deliver the show. I'm feeling better now. We deliver the show. It'll definitely be more than 5 minutes today because I have some stuff I need to tell you from week one, as well as get caught up here on the week two action. So we'll start in the original league, the granddaddy of them all, Andy. 202 points in his win over Josh this week. The 13th time Andy has topped 200 points. 200 points has always been kind of a barrier for me. Only been accomplished 121 times in the 30-year history of this league. So not something that happens every day. If you just look at the modern era, since we went to 10 teams back in 2002, when obviously it became easier to get to harder to get to 200 points, Andy's 13th ranks second all time, tied with Phil and I, one behind Ben. That's right. Ben has not been in this league in a long, long time, yet Ben has 14 of these since 2002 when we move into the modern era. So Phil, myself, Andy, all looking to get that 14th 200-point game and tie Ben this season. Bill with the win over Greg, Todd with the win over Matt, Eric beats Phil. I was able to squeak past Miles. Looking at your standings, we have Eric, Todd, and myself all at 2-0. Andy, Bill, Greg, and Phil at 1-1. Josh, Miles, Matt all at 0-2. Looking ahead to your week three action, Todd taking on Miles with a 2-1 lead in the series. We have Eric taking on Josh. This series is tied 13-13 each. Matt taking on Andy. Matt with a 20-16 lead in that series. Greg taking on Phil. Greg, the 18-16 lead in the series. Interestingly enough, the last 4 years, these two have taken turns sweeping each other. Greg did the sweeping last year, which means if they stay on their pattern, Phil should be in line for the sweep this season. And finally, Bill comes to my house, and I have an 18-13 lead over Bill in the series. Now, before I move on to LFFL2, there's something I've got to tell you all about. Record time. I just talked about people chasing Ben's records. Todd Meyer has set the record for consecutive wins. This is actually a really big deal. This league has been around 30 years, so to set a win record is pretty impressive stuff. His win this week actually makes 14 straight games that he has won dating back into last year, obviously. Ben's previous record was 12, and Todd actually tied it in last season's Super Bowl when he won that game. Todd actually broke the record in week one. I wasn't around to tell you about it, but has now extended it out to 14 games. Very impressive. The last time Todd lost a game was actually the first weekend of last October. So cool deal, Todd. Well deserved. You've been in this league a long time, so it is cool to see you holding that. And look at that. We're talking about Ben again. Ben has now been in this league 5 years, and I only talked about Ben twice in the show. So great job, Todd. Congratulations to you. Awesome effort. LFFL2, we had Bill, Eric, Andy, Greg, and Miles as winners this week. Setting up your standings, Bill and Eric, the only two undefeated teams left at this point at 2-0. Big gaggle of teams at 1-1. Greg, myself, Phil, Andy, Merrill's, Miles. Todd and Sean at 0-2. Obviously, no one's out of it at this point in this league. Week three, Bill versus Andy, Phil versus the Merrills, Miles versus Greg, Sean versus Todd, and I'm taking on the undefeated and untied Eric Warner. Week two in the LFFL3, Sean a big 144 points in his win over Andy. Bill 129-102 over Eric. Matt Brennan 114-48 over Todd. Matt Merrill 111-86 over Phil. Miles beats up on Greg, and I was able to squeak past Nate in a pillow fight. We had Sean and Matt at 2-0, the only two undefeated teams left in this league. Massive group at 1-1. Bill, Andy, Eric, Matt Brennan, Phil, Miles, myself, and Nate. Only two teams left still looking for a win. They are Greg and Todd. Your week three action, Matt Merrill taking on Greg, Sean taking on Phil, Andy taking on Bill, Matt Brennan taking on Nate, Eric taking on Todd, Miles taking on myself. LFFL 4, congratulations are in order to Nate. 155.9.8 gets the win, his first career win after 5 second-place finishes in his inaugural season last year. Congratulations, Nate. Well deserved. Really came on late last year. Was Nate right near the top a lot of the end of last year. Didn't quite get over the hump. Did this week. Todd is second. Andy is third. Now, Todd leads the overall standings at 17 points. Todd has actually been second both weeks. Nate was 16. Andy was 15. Andy has been in third place both weeks so far. So Todd and Andy have been podiuming both weeks this year. Phil's in fourth, and we owe Phil congratulations. He actually won in week one, his 13th career daily win in this league. Changes are coming to daily fantasy. I'm going to add a little scoring change here. Last year, I started running contests for the Monday night and Thursday night showdown slates, those single game slates. They were a lot of fun. So I thought we should add a little action to them, right? So starting with this Monday night's game, if you come in first in the showdown, I'm adding 2 points to your seasonal total that you saw on the last slide. If you come in second place, you're getting 1 point added to your seasonal total. Look, it's not as cool as getting the 10 points when you come in first on a Sunday, but these points could add up if you play this well enough. Nate paced the league. He played in all of them and paced the league in the most first and seconds last year. So he might be your man to beat in this. These contests will be free to enter. I will send out those links. It's actually gonna be a recurring contest. So as soon as DraftKings posts the contest, they'll be in our league and ready for you to get in, but I will also send the links out for them as well. So let's get in there and have some fun. LFFL 5, your winners, Greg, Eric, Phil, Bill, and myself. Myself, Eric, Greg, all off to 2-0 starts. Phil, Sean, Nate, and Bill at 1-1. Andy, Todd, and Miles at 0-2. Desperately needing a win. You don't want to lose too many games in this league with only 4 playoff teams. Week 3, Eric taking on Nate, Greg taking on Miles, Phil taking on Sean, Andy taking on Todd, and Bill against myself. Look at your LFFL 6. Your monthly leaders are Eric, myself, Greg, Nate, Phil, and myself. However, your leader was not listed there. Bill Berardi has a significant lead in the standings in this league because while he's not leading any one month, Bill is actually top 4 in 6 of the 7 months. Bill has an impressive 3.3 average across all the leagues. Greg coming in second. Andy currently sitting in third. Obviously, this early in the season, you'll have wild changes in this potentially as we go. So we'll keep our eyes on this. LFFL 7, your current elimination, womp, 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 was me. Your week 1 elimination was actually Sean, who was your defending champion. Out early for the second straight year, we lose the defending champion relatively early in the game, but still alive. Jeremy, my friend Jeremy, is actually pacing this league at this point. Phil is in second, Miles in third, but I was in third after week 1. I had the third highest score in week 1 and was out the door the next week. So anything can happen. Anything can change. This will be fun. I do not have, LFFL 8, I do lead the way over here. Matt Brennan in second, a close second, Todd in third. This house ought to go. Don't have an LFFL 9 update. It's going to take me a little while. There's a lot of formulas in that spreadsheet to get it right. Still working through those formulas. I was experiencing some headaches. I was having trouble being a computer, TV. I had to, Sunday, I watched 45 minutes of the games, had to lay down and take a nap. So I'm starting to feel a lot better. So I'm hopeful that by the end of the weekend, I can get LFFL 9 fully updated, get the formulas in there, get that ready to go. I've started with the formulas, but I still have some work to do. I've also not got the Player of the Year updated all yet. It's fine. It's early in the season. We're not going to know much on that anyway. So hopefully by next week, I'll have those 2 things together. But bear with me. Sorry, guys. You know, I don't mean to do this. So good work. Congratulations to the winners this last week. I look forward to another fun and exciting week 3. Good luck, everybody.